Hello friends, this video on Morphology of Flowering Plants Part 29 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Okay, so now let us talk about the types of fruit based on structure. So true fruit and false fruit is based on the origin, from where the fruit is developed. Either it originated from the ovary or it originated from some other plant part. Now based on structure, fruits are divided again into the following types: simple fleshy fruits, simple dry fruits, aggregate fruits, and multiple fruits. So these are some of the types of fruits based on the structure of fruits, how the fruits are externally structured, right? So let us quickly talk about each of these type of fruits in detail, one by one. Let us start with simple fleshy fruits. So the name itself says it is a simple fruit, so not much complication. Fleshy fruit, so much of pulp. So single ripened ovary with one or more seeds. So this fruit is a true fruit. It is derived from the ripened ovary. So there is just one ovary. Inside that ovary there can be one seed or many seeds. Examples of such fruit would be the common fruits which we see. Here the fruit wall is differentiated into exocarp, mesocarp and endocarp. So three distinct layers can be seen. Most of the pericarp is soft and fleshy at maturity, and that is why they are known as fleshy fruits, because the pericarp is nothing but exocarp plus mesocarp plus endocarp. So the entire fruit wall is fleshy. So they are called fleshy fruits. So examples of fleshy fruits would be berry, pome, drupe. These are some of the examples of fleshy fruits. Now what are these? They are not exactly a fruit, berry. When I talk about berry, you actually have many types of fruits which are called berry. For example, the cherries and the berries itself. So they all come under that category. Now again, when you talk about drupe, so these different names to the categories are given to different types of the fruits. For example, as I said, in berry you will have cherries, berries, orange, citrus, all those things. Again in pome you have fruits like pear, drupe you have fruits like mango. So now this mango, pear, orange, they are all examples of simple fleshy fruits, because if you look at them, all of them will have a single ovary with one or more seeds, and they are all fleshy. So their pericarp is completely fleshy. So that is why they are called simple fleshy fruits. Now these are two different categories. Like one is based on origin, where if you talk about true and false fruit, pear is a false fruit, but mango is a true fruit based on their origin. But when you talk about the structure wise, pear and mango both fall under simple fleshy fruit, because you have one single ovary and you also have a fleshy pericarp. Now let us talk about each of them. Berry. In case of berry, the entire pericarp is fleshy. For example, watermelon, cucumber, orange, these are all examples of berry. So they all fall under the category of berry. So the entire pericarp is fleshy. The next is pome, where it is not the fruit but the fleshy thalamus that is edible. So the fruit is not fleshy as such. The ovary is not fleshy, but the thalamus is fleshy and it is edible. Example is apple and pear. So they fall under the category of pome. But even they are simple fleshy fruit, because they are also fleshy and they also have a single ovary with one or many seeds. Drupe, only mesocarp is fleshy. So example would be mango and cherry. So here if you see only the mesocarp, even in cherry, if you see inside you have a seed, so that seed outer layer, the structure of a cherry and a mango is very similar if you compare them. So inside you will see one hard seed in a mango and a hard seed in cherry as well. Outside one thin layer, and then middle part, that is the mesocarp, is completely fleshy and which is edible also. So these are the different types of simple fleshy fruits. Let us next talk about simple dry fruits. So here also they are simple, that is single ripened ovary with one or more seeds. but they are dry fruits. That means the entire pericarp is dry and hard at maturity. So it is no more fleshy. It will be dry and tough. So examples of such fruits would be pea, beans, nuts, lily, cotton, maize. So these are all examples of simple dry fruits. So if you see, dry fruits, the word dry fruits itself, what does it mean to us? We think of the nuts, right? So even in nuts, they are also fruits, but the pericarp is not fleshy, it is dry and hard. So similar is the case with beans and peas. So there also you will see they are quite hard. So these are examples of simple dry fruits. The third type is the aggregate fruits. What is the meaning of the word aggregate? Aggregate means collection of something. So these are not a single ripened ovary. There are several ripened ovaries produced by the same flower on the same thalamus. That means many ovaries of the same flower. So one flower will have many ovaries, and these ovaries will combine together to form a fruit. So each ovary forms a fruitlet. That means one ovary will form a small fruit, and all these fruits will combine to form a single fruit. So each of these is known as a fruitlet. Now once I give the example, it will be very clear to you. Example is strawberry, blackberry, raspberry. These are all examples of aggregate fruits. Have you ever seen strawberry? How does it look like? It looks as if it is a combination of small several fruits, if you observe it closely. So this strawberry is nothing but many ovaries together is forming that strawberry. Or if you look at this blackberry or a raspberry, so they all are made up of small several fruits. So that is why they are known as aggregate fruits. So here each individual ripened ovary. Now here when I talk about that each ovary, because there are many ovaries involved. Now each ovary can be a drupe, or it can be a dry fruit. It can be a simple fleshy fruit. Right? So you understand that each fruit, each ovary in this again can be a simple fleshy, can form a simple fleshy fruit. It can be a drupe, it can be a cone, it can be anything. Right? But when they all combine together to form a single fruit, that is known as an aggregate fruit. Let us next talk about multiple fruits. Now here also multiple ovaries are involved. It is also known as composite fruit. Here several ripened ovaries produced by several flowers on the same inflorescence. So this is the difference between aggregate fruit and multiple fruit. In aggregate fruit, several ovaries of the same flower form aggregate fruit. But here several ovaries of several flowers form the multiple fruit. So here fruitlets of multiple fruits can again be drupes or berries or nutlets. They can be anything. Example is a pineapple. So in pineapple also you can actually feel the difference. You can actually feel that several segments are joined together to form that fruit. So in pineapple each segment develops from carpel of one flower. So one flower carpel will form this, another flower carpel will form another segment, and like that all the segments will join together to form the pineapple. So pineapple, jackfruit, these are examples of multiple fruits. Right? So these are the different types of fruits based upon their structure. So let us have a quick distinction between the four types of fruits which we discussed. Simple fleshy, simple dry, aggregate and multiple. In simple fleshy, single ovary is involved. Whenever we talk about simple fruit, that means single ovary. Here single ovary again. In aggregate, multiple ovaries of single flower, and in multiple ovaries of multiple flowers. Right? Talking about the pericarp, in simple fleshy, the pericarp is fleshy. Simple dry, pericarp is hard and dry. Now in simple dry fruits, again different examples of simple dry fruits will have different parts as dry. In aggregate fruits, fruitlets may be fleshy or dry because the aggregate fruit is made up of small fruitlets. So they can be fleshy, they can be dry. Again, in multiple fruits also the fruitlets may be fleshy or dry. Example of simple fleshy would be watermelon, mango. So it can be all these examples. In simple dry, pea, wheat, bean, these are all examples of simple dry fruits. Now talking about simple dry fruits, the legumes like peas and beans are also examples of simple dry fruits. So here in legumes what happens, one carpel splits into two seams. That is why you have two seams, right? In nuts, it is a one-seeded fruit with a very thick and hard pericarp. However, when I talk about this simple dry fruits or the nuts, you also think of cashew nuts and peanuts. Now, please let me remind you that cashew nuts, peanuts, they are not examples of fruits. Cashew nut is not a fruit; it is a seed. Similarly, peanut is not a fruit. Peanut is a seed. So pea is a fruit, but peanut is not a fruit. It is a seed. So cashew nuts and peanuts are seeds and they are not dry fruits. Now, example of aggregate fruit would be strawberry, blackberry. Again, multiple fruits would be pineapple, fig. So this is an overview of the different types of fruits based on their structure. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online test, get free study material, find tutors and mentors. Thank you once again.